house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 20 updates and spoilers. Our house guest of the day is Lucky Mashed Potato. Love that name. Thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it, and we think you're awesome. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Also, the puppet show for this week will be up at some point tonight. If you're a patron, you can watch it ahead of time on our Patreon feed, so check that out before it goes up on YouTube tomorrow. Alright, so when we left off yesterday, it looked like Tyler was going to put up Haley and Scotty, but he hadn't decided which one of them was the target yet. He still had some combos to go, so let's just jump right in. Tyler and Brett were chatting in the HOH room, and Brett agrees that it's the best move for the two of them to put up Haley and Scotty this week. This conversation was like two misters spraying each other. It was like the fire alarm went off and the freaking sprinklers turned on. You got two going at the same time. Because Tyler has got final twos with like multiple people. Brett, I'm not so sure how serious he is about going to the end with Tyler. I can't imagine thinking it's a good idea to go to the end with Tyler, because I feel like a lot of people would want to vote for him, unless the jury's super bitter. But we'll get there. We're going to address that today. So yeah, they're acting like they both want to go to the end together, but like, who knows what they really want. So Brett is saying, I just want to put it on your radar that JC is paranoid to the max right now. He says JC is really worried about how close Tyler is with Angela and Kaycee, and he doesn't even realize how close we are. But he says, obviously, it's level 6 all the way. But at the same time, Angela and Kaycee have been reckless lately. They have been making it clear that they don't give a crap about anyone else. They don't even bother hanging out with anybody else. Like, they need to get it together and get it together, because he says we're only at the final 8 right now. It's not like we're at final 6 or final 5. You still need to at least freaking fake it. So then Brett lays out his priorities to Tyler. He says number 1, him and Tyler. That's what he cares about. Number 2, level 6. Then after that, he likes JC. So Tyler's like, yeah, JC's cool. He's much better for us than he is for the girls, so it's good for us to keep him around for now. Brett's like, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised if JC tries to take a shot at the girls, because he's been talking about them a lot, and he doesn't realize, again, how close you and I actually are. So then Brett is warning Tyler, you need to be careful about how much time you're spending with Angela. And Tyler pulls out his magic line that he's been saying to everyone who brings this up. It's actually good if people think that I'm closest to Angela, because then they're going to be putting up me and her on the block if they want to target us, not me and you. So he's been using this on a bunch of people lately, and it always seems to calm people down. But then Brett says, you know, he brings it back to this week, and he thinks that Scotty should be the one to go. And Tyler's like, yeah, it's like a repeat of last week, but Scotty is now playing the role of Fessy. Okay, so then JC was next to talk to Tyler. They go over the plan, blah, 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 Haley versus Scotty. That's set. It's not a problem. So then JC is pushing that Scotty's got to go, because he feels like they can still get inside Haley's head, but it's not going to work with Scotty. So then JC is like, you know, I was talking about how we need to split up Kaycee and Angela, but I don't feel like we need to do that right now. You know, that's not my focus. We need to secure our numbers here, get rid of Scotty. But then, you know, he brings it up again. He's like, it does need to happen, though. So he says that he's trying to make sure that Brett does not target Tyler. Because, again, JC does not realize that Tyler and Brett have been working together for the whole game. So he's like, I've been working on Brett. I've been redirecting him to split up Angela and Kaycee. He does not realize that Brett is working with Angela and Kaycee. So he's like, yeah, I have him convinced that those two have a final 2, and it'll be great because he'll go after them instead of you. So then he's like, Brett was also asking me if Angela slept up here last night, and Tyler's like, no, she didn't. And JC is like, Brett is worried that he's on the bottom of the alliance, and Tyler is just like, because he keeps hearing this from JC and Brett, and they're just switching you know, who it's about. Brett is saying that JC's worried. JC is saying that Brett's worried. So Tyler's like, well, why does Brett have to be the first one to go? You know, this shouldn't even be in his mind anymore. We can get rid of somebody else. So then Tyler's also telling JC, you need to stop freaking out. We're going to be fine. Just relax. Okay. So then it's time for Scotty and Tyler to chat. And I was really eager to hear this conversation because they got a lot to talk about. So Tyler was filling Scotty in, telling him some more about what happened the week that he was evicted. Because Scotty is still like, what the hell happened? Why did my own ally take me out? So Tyler reveals that Fessy and Haley came to him and Angela, tried to make a Final Four deal with them. He says that's the only reason why they didn't go on the block that week, and Scotty did. So he says, just so you know, Fessy and Haley were talking mad crap about you to make sure that we voted you out. They said that you were saying you would put me on the block if you won HOH. And Tyler's like, I know their whole deal was BS. It was dumb. But we had to go along with it and vote you out because we had to save our asses. So Scotty's like, yeah, I get it. So then Scotty says that he had long talks with Bailey and Rockstar in the jury house. And just as he's about to share that, Big Brother cuts the feeds. Come on, we want to hear that. That's what we're waiting for. Ugh, so ridiculous. So Tyler's like, well, I don't want you to go this week, but everybody is scared of you, and they all want you on the block. And Scotty's like, oh, these people don't even realize how close the two of us are, because they got their whole Skylar thing going. And Tyler's like, yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. We're always dropping Skylar, and people don't even pick up on it. So Tyler is then saying that he feels like everybody wants Haley gone. So it's kind of confusing, because he's saying that everybody wants Scotty and Haley gone. I don't know. But Scotty's like, yeah, go for it. Take out Haley. Of course he's going to say that. He wants to save himself. Duh. So Scotty is saying he's upset because Haley didn't even warn him ahead of time that she was going to vote him out. That's pretty messed up because they were super close. Like, she couldn't just say, I'm voting you out. She had an easy out saying that everybody else was doing it. So I'm really surprised that she didn't tell him ahead of time. But Scotty says that Tyler, Angela, and Kaycee have been the most straight up with him. Okay, if that's what you think. So Scotty tells Tyler, I will vote whatever way you want this week. Just let me know. Is Scotty going to have a vote this week? Probably not unless he wins the veto. But Tyler tells Scotty more about what happened when Scotty wasn't in the house last week. He's like, yeah, you missed it. Fessy was treating Haley like freaking crap. And he says that Scotty and Haley would make a better couple. Don't lead him on like that. Do not do that. But Scotty says he's not smitten anymore. Okay, maybe a little. But he finally realizes that Haley and JC were the ones who convinced Fessy to put him up the week that he was evicted. Yup. But you wouldn't know that if you only watched the show because they're freaking lying about it. But yes, Haley and JC were the ones. Well, JC convinced Haley, and then the two of them convinced Fessy. But he realizes they were the only ones who talked to Fessy the night before nominations because he wasn't doing one-on-ones with everybody. It's true. Okay, so then Tyler says that he knows who the house wants out and who the house wants up, but what he wants is a little bit different. So again, this is kind of confusing because he was saying that the house wanted both Haley and Scotty out, so like which one is it? And then which one does Tyler want out? So it was a little bit like, ooh, misdirecting. But Scotty's like, you know what? You'll be fine as long as you put up the house target, but then also put your actual target next to that person and just pretend that your target is the pawn, and it'll be all good. So it seems like Tyler is trying to make it seem like he wants Haley to go. And Scotty seems to be picking up what he's putting down. So then Tyler brings up that everybody thinks that he's in a showmance with Angela, and they talk about how the more you deny something in this house, it seems like the more people believe it. I mean, he is in a showmance with Angela. Okay, Tangela. But Scotty says that Bailey and Rockstar were talking a lot about how they thought maybe Tyler and Angela were potentially in a showmance. And he says if either of them had come back and won HOH, they would have put both of them up. So then Angela joins them, and she tells Scotty, oh, I'm so happy you were back. Everybody was so happy that you came back. And Scotty's like, were they, or were they just happy it wasn't any of the others? And Angela was like, both. Yeah. Okay, so then Scotty is again saying that Bailey and Rockstar both would have put both of them up on the block. And he says they were pitching to him all week that those two were a showmance. And they were also telling him that they couldn't trust him while he was in the house because he had such a close relationship with Tyler. Remember when Tyler was saying that he would have used the veto, or sorry, Scotty was saying he would have used the veto on Tyler instead of Rockstar? They really didn't like that. Okay, so then Tyler was called to the DR, so Scotty and Angela had a chance to chat alone. And Scotty says that Bailey and Rockstar would not stop bringing up Angela's goodbye messages. Woo! Yeah, they're pressed about that. Something tells me Angela will not be winning this game. There is no way they're going to vote for her in the end. But anyway, he says, again, they spent the whole week trying to turn him against Tyler. Looks like it didn't work. But they also discuss how last week when Scotty wasn't there, Haley was clinging to Angela hardcore. And now that Scotty is back, she is clinging to him. Okay, so then later, Tyler and Angela quickly touch base. And Tyler says when he was talking to Scotty, he really was trying to make it seem like Haley was his target. Because, let's be real, there's a good chance that Scotty is going to win this power of veto. So Tyler's trying to make sure Scotty is not going to come after them if he does win the veto and stays this week. Because if he's like, Scotty, you're my target, that's just creating another enemy. So Angela agrees. She's like, yeah, good plan. She says it seems like Scotty feels comfortable at this point, and he was talking a lot of crap about Haley. Alright, so then Tyler and Haley talked one more time before nominations. And Tyler wants to know, did Scotty really say that he would put me up on the block if he won HOH? And Haley says, yep. It happened at the end of her HOH week. And she's like, honestly, he could have just been saying that because that's what he thought that I wanted to hear. But he did say it. And she says, I feel like a dick for telling you this. But yes, he did say it. Alright, she didn't feel bad enough to keep it to herself. So then Haley's asking Tyler what he's going to do. Because remember, before she was saying, just please don't blindside me, whatever you do. And Tyler's like, I don't know. Stay tuned. Oh! Of course he knows what he's going to do, but he does not want to say it to her face. So Tyler is saying, well, everybody's scared of Scotty because they all voted him out. You know, but everybody is also really annoyed with Sam. So he's like throwing it out there that it could be Sam and Scotty up on the block, but that is not what he's planning. So Haley agrees with both of those sentiments. She's like, yeah, Scotty and Sam, they both suck. They both got to go up. Of course she's going to say that again. She doesn't want to go up on the block. So then Scotty's like, oh, sorry. Oh my God, I feel like Julie Chen today. So then Haley's like, am I going up on the block next to one of them? And Tyler is still saying he doesn't know. That is a lie. So Haley's like finally realizing what's going on here. It's not looking good for her. She's like, well, I guess something bad is probably going to happen because you're giving me some really vague answers here. She's learning! Okay, so they have the nomination ceremony and Tyler put up Haley and Scotty. It sounds like he made it seem like Haley was the target with his speech, but as of right now, I believe Scotty is the target if he doesn't win the power veto. So not much happened last night after that. Haley cried in the have-not room for a bit, talked a lot of crap about Sam. Scotty was being pretty low-key. And then later, Haley went up to the HOH room to talk to Tyler because she needs some answers here and I need some water. So Haley's like, all right, Tyler, you told me that you would not blindside me. And Tyler's like, what? I didn't. He said, I told you to be prepared. So she's like, all right, well, is this another last week situation? Because remember, last week, Angela put up Haley and Fessy, and she made it seem like Haley was the target at first, but it was really Fessy all along. So she's asking Tyler, am I the target this week? And Tyler basically says, like, it's not up to me, I'm not voting. So he's leaving it ambiguous right now because he doesn't want it to get back to Scotty that Scotty's the target. So Haley's asking him, did you tell Scotty that he was going up as a pawn? And Tyler says, nope. So Haley is confused why Scotty is up next to her in the first place. She's like, I thought you guys were tight. You know, did you ever have any intention of putting Sam up on the block? And Tyler says, yeah, I thought about it. But he says everybody wanted Scotty up, and it just made the most sense for him to put the two of them next to each other. So then Haley's like, all right, well, I really want you to know, I really mean it when I say it's not me versus you. I'm not coming after you. So Tyler's like, I know. And I don't even know if you're going this week, so I don't know. But Haley's like, well, I probably will. But she says if she does stay, she hopes that they can get past all of this, like whatever this is, them going after each other. And Tyler's like, yeah, of course. No. Okay. But Haley really wants to know who the target is, so she asks him again, because she's like, I felt okay after we talked before nominations, but then after I heard your speech, I really do feel like I'm the target. And Tyler's like, well, maybe that's how I wanted it to sound. But he's telling her, just chill, go out there and win the veto. So Haley's like, yeah, that's great and all, but I don't like my chances going up against you and Scotty in the power veto because they're such comp beasts. But like, you never know. You never know what kind of competition it could be. Anybody could win any competition. So then everybody went to bed early last night because they were all tired from the late HOH the night before. And then today they had the power veto player picks. Everybody's playing this one except for Brett and Angela. Brett was chosen to host, but I believe they're having a guest host today. I don't know who it is, but everybody's buzzing about it. So then Kaycee and Tyler were in the HOH room, and they're really annoyed that JC is playing in this power veto, because apparently he like complained about it after he got picked to play. He was like, I didn't want to play in this, I just wanted to rest. So they're going to be super pissed if he just goes out there and throws it. They're going to be angry, because he's been doing that all season. So then Tyler says he's really getting tired of JC and Brett, because they both come up to him separately with the same stories, but then they blame the other person. You know what I mean? It was like I was saying before. They'll be like, oh, JC's really worried, or Brett's really worried. So Tyler's like, obviously, they got something going on here. You know, they're probably nervous because I'm so close to you and Angela, so they feel like they have to pair up together. So Tyler's like, we don't have to worry about that right now, but it is going to be a problem down the road, and we're going to have to take care of it. So he also reveals that JC and Brett are both talking about how close Kaycee and Angela are. Casey's like, whoa, I guess I better, you know, distance myself from her a little bit. But they agree they're not going to tell Angela about this for right now because she'll freak out. Okay, so then Haley was all like, I'm never going to win this power veto. So Angela and Kaycee were trying to pump her up, because honestly, they're not worried about Haley winning the power veto because Scotty is the target right now. They feel like they should be fine as long as Scotty does not win. Because even if Sam wins, Tyler feels pretty confident that he'll be able to get her to do what he wants. Okay, which is leave the nominations the same. So then Scotty and Haley were chatting. This is interesting, you guys. So Scotty, I mean, first they're like, oh, it sucks that we're up on the block together. Scotty says he's either up there because they don't want him to use the veto on Haley, or it's because he's the target. Yeah, it's both of those things. So then Scotty reveals to Haley, I'm so glad we did not get fished for this one. Scotty reveals that the jurors so far have already made a deal. They made a deal that they're all going to make sure that they vote together. Because if all of the Hive is in the jury, that's 5 votes, that's the majority. The Hive is going to decide who wins this game. Oh my god, bitter jury. But, I mean, really, is anyone surprised by this? Because I'm not. Just look at the way they played all season. Of course, they're going to be bitter jurors. Unless, you know, whoever's doing the jury roundtable is able to shame them and get them to turn it around. But Scotty is like, you know what? If neither of us win this power veto, I'm going to bring this up in my speech and basically say, like, if you don't get rid of somebody else, you're not going to win this game. That is so lame. Right? I feel like that's really shitty. But whatever. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Everybody has just been waiting around for the Power Veto competition to start. Apparently there's going to be a special guest host. I don't know who it's going to be, but leave your dream guest host in the comments. And we'll be back for more tomorrow. And until then, much love.